Hello, and welcome to today's briefing. I'm Dana, and I'm joined by Matt. We're covering a wide range of stories, from politics and economy to sports and entertainment.
That's right, Dana. We've got a packed show for you today. Let's dive right in.
A Syrian court has sentenced former President Bashar al-Assad to death in absentia for crimes against humanity and war crimes during Syria's 14-year conflict. His brother, Maher Assad, was also sentenced to death in the same case.
That's a significant development. What were the specific charges against him, according to the reporting?
The court convicted him of crimes including killings, torture, and arbitrary arrest during the country's nearly 14-year war, which left about 500,000 people dead.
So this trial was conducted in absentia. Does the reporting say anything about Assad's current whereabouts, or whether he has any intention of returning to face the sentence?
The articles don't mention his current location or any plans he might have. It simply states that he was sentenced in absentia, implying he's not present in Syria.
Right. And what about the implications of this sentence? Is it likely to have any real impact on Assad, given his current situation?
The reporting doesn't speculate on the practical effects, but it does note that this is a significant step in holding him accountable for the alleged war crimes.
That's a complex issue. Let's move on to another story.
Colorado Rep. Lauren Boebert's son, Tyler Boebert, was arrested last weekend on suspicion of sexual exploitation of a child and other charges. This adds to his existing legal troubles.
What are the specific charges against Tyler Boebert this time?
According to the Garfield County Sheriff's Office, he faces 5 felony charges, including sexual exploitation of a child.
How does this affect Rep. Lauren Boebert's current political situation, particularly her re-election campaign?
The reporting doesn't go into detail about the political implications, but it does mention that this is happening amid her re-election campaign in Colorado's 4th Congressional District.
I see. It's certainly a challenging situation for her. Let's switch gears to another political story.
Hungary's parliament elected András Baka, a former head of the Supreme Court, as the country's next president. This move is seen as part of Prime Minister Peter Magyar's effort to dismantle former Premier Viktor Orban's power structures.
That's an interesting development. What does the reporting say about Baka's background and how this election reflects the current political dynamics in Hungary?
Baka was elected with 140 votes for and 6 against in a secret ballot. The article suggests this is a symbolic step in Magyar's effort to reshape the political landscape left by Orban.
So it seems like a significant political maneuver. How does this fit into the broader context of Hungarian politics right now?
The reporting indicates that Magyar's government is working to dismantle the power structures left behind Orban, and Baka's election is part of that process.
Okay, got it. Let's move on to another story.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at reshaping the federal government's approach to childhood vaccines. The order suggests infants should receive fewer immunizations over a longer period.
Wait, how does that actually work? Are they changing the current vaccine schedule?
The executive order backs a new childhood vaccine schedule with 11 immunizations instead of 17. However, it's unclear whether the order has any legal power since the CDC sets immunization schedules based on expert recommendations.
That's a critical point. So it's more of a recommendation rather than a binding change.
Exactly. The articles highlight that the CDC's Committee of Medical Experts typically determines the vaccine schedule.
I understand. Let's discuss another economic story.
A U.S. district court dismissed all criminal fraud charges against Gautam Adani, finalizing an $18 million SEC settlement.
What were the charges against Adani, and why were they dismissed?
The charges were related to an alleged bribery and securities fraud scheme. The Justice Department argued the case should never have been brought, citing weak legal grounds and jurisdictional concerns.
So the court allowed the prosecutors to withdraw the charges. Does Adani's company have any comment on this decision?
Gautam Adani welcomed the court's decision, expressing his deep respect for the judicial process.
That's a significant relief for him, I'm sure. Let's move to another economic story.
Sales of previously occupied U.S. homes slowed again in July due to record prices and high mortgage rates, making it difficult for prospective buyers.
What are the current numbers on existing home sales, and how do they compare to previous months?
Existing home sales fell by 1.7% in July. This is the second straight month of decline, with high mortgage rates and tight supply being major factors.
How are these factors affecting the housing market overall?
The reporting notes that home prices reached reached unprecedented levels, and inventory remains significantly below historical norms, straining prospective homebuyers.
That sounds like a challenging situation for many people. Let's discuss another story.
Trump media reported a net loss of $238 million in the second quarter of 2026, prompting a strategic shift away from cryptocurrency and betting ventures to focus on its social platform, Truth Social.
What were the main factors contributing to this significant loss?
The firm had previously been involved in cryptocurrency and betting ventures, but they're now refocusing on their social media mission, including a plan to sell faster access to Trump's posts.
So they're pivoting back to their core business. How does this change their overall strategy?
The reporting suggests this pivot is aimed at stabilizing the company by focusing on its social media platform and new data services.
All right, let's switch to a sports story.
Tarik Skubal had a less than stellar home debut with the Dodgers, but the team rallied to win against the Royals.
How did Skubal perform, and what was the final outcome of the game?
Skubal allowed 3 runs in 5 innings. Despite his performance, the Dodgers came back to win 6-5, thanks in part to Max Muncy's 3-run double and Freddie Freeman's go-ahead single.
That's a great comeback. What does this win mean for the Dodgers' current standing?
The reporting doesn't go into detail about their current standing, but it mentions this was only their 2nd win in the last 10 games.
Okay, understood. Let's move to another sports story.
Former NFL quarterback Derek Carr has joined UCLA's coaching staff as a special advisor to head coach Bob Chesney.
What does the reporting say about Carr's role and how he came to be involved with UCLA?
Carr is volunteering in his first major coaching role, bringing his NFL experience to the staff. The articles don't mention how he was approached or what specific duties he'll have.
That's an interesting career move for him. Let's discuss another sports story.
The Angels fired pitching coach Mike Maddox, bullpen coach Dom Chiti, and assistant pitching coach Daryl Scott after a disappointing season.
What were the reasons behind these firings, according to the reporting?
The Angels had a staff ERA of 4.51 and an MLB worst 500 walks, indicating significant issues with their pitching.
So the coaching staff changes are aimed at addressing these issues. Who's taking over these roles?
Tim Levesque and Michael Wirtz are stepping in to help manage the pitching staff.
All right, let's move to an entertainment story.
The Office actress Lucy Davis revealed she's been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, which has spread to her spine and hips.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. How is she handling the diagnosis, according to her statement?
Davis said she's not scared of whatever comes next and is at peace with it.
That's a very brave statement. Let's discuss another entertainment story.
Reggie Bannister, known for starring in the Phantasm horror film franchise, died at age 80 after battling dementia and Parkinson's disease.
What does the reporting say about Bannister's career and his impact on the horror genre?
Bannister was known for his work in independent horror thrillers, particularly the Phantasm series, and was described as the hardest working man in horror.
That's a great tribute. Let's move to another entertainment story.
YouTube sensation Miss Rachel and her husband, Aaron Accurso, are releasing their debut album, I'm So Happy, on September 25.
What can you tell us about this album and its target audience?
The album, I'm So Happy, is a 23-track collection. It's aimed at parents of toddlers, continuing her educational music theme from her YouTube channel.
That sounds like a great release. Let's switch to another entertainment story.
Tiffany Haddish pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor alcohol-related driving charge in Georgia, avoiding additional jail time.
What were the circumstances surrounding her arrest, and what was the outcome of her plea?
Haddish was arrested in 2022 after someone called 911 about a driver asleep at a traffic light. She received probation as part of her plea deal.
I see. That's a significant outcome for her. Let's discuss another story.
The remake of the 1981 supernatural thriller Possession, starring Margaret Qualley and Callum Turner, is set for release on June 11, 2027.
What does the reporting say about the remake and its production?
The film is directed by Parker Finn and stars Qualley and Turner. It's being released by Paramount.
All right, let's move to a different category.
The death toll from a 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Colombia continues to rise, with over 111 people dead and more than 3,000 missing.
What's the current situation on the ground, according to the reporting?
Search and rescue efforts are ongoing, with many trapped under debris. The earthquake has caused widespread destruction.
That sounds like a dire situation. What's being done to address the needs of those affected?
The articles mention that mayors and governors from affected areas are coordinating rescue efforts, with the federal government providing updates on the death toll and damage.
I understand. Let's discuss the final story.
Search efforts have resumed in western Colombia after the 7.4 magnitude earthquake left over 3,000 missing and over 100 people dead.
What are the latest numbers on the missing and dead, and how are search efforts proceeding?
The reporting indicates that around 1,600 buildings were damaged or collapsed, and search efforts are continuing in dozens of cities and towns.
That's a massive effort. It sounds like a very challenging situation.
Indeed it is. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Dana. It's been a pleasure covering these stories with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more updates.
This concludes today's briefing. We'll continue tomorrow with more news and analysis.